My name is Rachel Cragg, and I'm the Director of A&R at Nettwerk Records. In the previous video, I talked a little bit about what record labels do. So I wanted to unpack that a little bit further into actual jobs at record labels. So if you wanted to go out into the world and work at one in the future, you know what is available to you. So obviously I'm going to start with my job. So I am the Director of A&R. So what does that mean? It's technically considered artist and repertoire, and I go out and I find new talent, I sign it to the label, and I help them make records. So I am the first person, usually an artist, will talk to in the record label format. I help them get their music together, and then I bring them into the rest of the label to market and distribute. So also on my team though is a whole creative team. So we have a video commissioner. Her job is to actually go out and help artists make music videos. So it's a whole other visual creative medium. Then we have the graphic designers, and the graphic designers help with artwork. So whether that is album artwork, EP artwork, single artwork, or even just updating banners or formatting things for a brand initiative, there's lots of ways we work with our in-house graphic designers. So those are all part of the creative team. Currently, I know on my team, I have 8 people that are A&R, we have 4 people who are graphic designer, and we have 1 video commissioner. So definitely lots of opportunities in the creative department at our label. So once music is made, it goes to our production department. So as a production department, these are people who are the head of production or production assistant, and they gather all of the parts needed to actually ingest the music ingest the credits, who worked on the record, is it in the right format? Like, do we have all the artwork together? Do we like it? Is it up to standard? All of those things. They gather all of those things together so we can distribute the music. Then from there, we make a plan. So we try to market it. And that's where the marketing department comes in. So if you want to be part of the marketing department, there's lots of different jobs. So the first big job is the product manager. So the product manager is in charge of the whole operation. So they oversee the entire marketing. So that is overseeing the budget, that's overseeing the entire team to make sure everybody's doing their job. That's to really understand the strategy of what's going on with the music release, the timing of it, who's doing what and when. They are the first contact for the artist and the manager when it comes to marketing. So it's a really big job, but if you love marketing, it could be a really good fit for you. There's also the digital marketing person. So their job is to oversee all of the digital advertising, the social media accounts, everything digital that we do to either advertise or organically market a record through social channels, etc. They're in charge of that. So if you really like social media, there's a good chance you could work at a record label doing digital marketing. There's also the press department. So press department's a tricky one. They go out and they talk to all of the people who write, all the editors, all of the magazines, all the digital platforms, and they connect the dots so that they write about our artists. So of course we want our artists on NME or Rolling Stone, and they go out and have those conversations, connect the dots, and try to get the featuring. So if you're interested in talking to a lot of people and telling them about records, press department's actually a really fun and interesting place. Then there's the radio department. Their job is to know all of the people that program the radio, and then they go out and they talk to them and they tell them about our records. So if you love getting on the phone, I would say it's a really good job. If you love talking a lot, you get to know all the programmers really well. You get to know what they like and what they don't like. And then you call them and you tell them about the record, or you email them, or you communicate with them, or you go and see them in Kansas, whatever. Your job is to go out and just get them to add the song to the radio station. So it's a tough job, it's a fun job, it's a lot of travel, it's a lot of talking. If you like those things, you could be a radio plugger. The next job is sales. So the sales department are the ones who go out and they talk to Spotify or Amazon or Apple. Anywhere you see them selling music or streaming music, we have a salesperson who knows that person. And their job is to go out and make sure they're aware of our music and they're featuring it in the right way. So a playlist, so a banner on, the front page for Amazon. Those are the things we're going after. We want the support. We have great records. So we go out and we have those conversations, and that's the sales department. So if you really like talking to people, if you are really convincing, if you're a good salesman, sales department is a really good place to add. So the last piece of the marketing department is the head of marketing. This is somebody who oversees all departments and oversees the huge strategy for the label. So the head of marketing is somebody who's usually had a lot of experience, has usually had multiple different roles within a label, who really understands the global strategy for an artist and for a record label and can oversee the whole thing. Oddly enough, in a record label now, we have a data analytics department. Yes. So if you are a data nerd, if you're an engineer, if you love math and science, guess what? You too can work at a record label. So we actually have 30 people dedicated to this. And all they do is they comb the data of our songs. They tell us where it's streaming, how people are interacting with it, what's going on around the world, whether that's Shazams or ads on Amazon or weird spikes that we should be paying attention to. They tell us all of these things to help guide our big strategy. So if you love engineering, if you love math, if you're good at data analytics, you could totally work at a record label. I never knew that either. That's a pretty new thing. Obviously, we also have legal. So if you want to be a lawyer, you don't need to do human rights, although that's actually pretty cool. You can actually work at a record label. So we have lawyers we work with all the time. We negotiate with a ton of them. They do music law, they do IP law. It's a whole separate part of the business. We have one in-house and we work with a lot. But if you want to be a lawyer, there's definitely ways to be involved in the music industry and with record labels. And then we have a whole accounting department. So accountants, sometimes they get a bad rap, but we love accountants. Accountants tell us, where the money is. Are we being paid properly? They give lots of checks to different artists. We all love accountants, and there's, I think 7 of them in our label right now. So definitely a big accounting department. And the last, of course, is the executive department. So that is our CEO, our CFO, our president of our company. These are big executive roles. And as you work through a record label, you can work up to, either an executive role or a high-end marketing role. So those are all the roles currently in a record label. It continues to shift as digital is taking over and as we grow more technology savvy as a label. But it's an exciting and fun place to work. And there's lots and lots to do in lots and lots of different departments.